One ordinary day, Trump dropped a tariff bombshell. Then another, and another. As the world crumbles under economic chaos, he's not looking back. He's moving forward with golden decorations for the White House. Do we even need more words? The contrast says it all. This is greed in real time. In a world already strained by pandemic aftershocks, wars and rising inflation, US President Donald Trump has unleashed a new wave of economic shockwaves, this time through an aggressive escalation of tariffs that are pushing the global economy toward chaos. His decision to impose sweeping import duties on virtually all foreign products, especially targeting Chinese goods, was pitched as a bold, patriotic move to revive American manufacturing. Trump touted it as a way to bring jobs home, break dependency on overseas labor, and make America produce again. Wrapped in nationalistic flair, the rhetoric was fierce, defiant, and emotionally charged. To his loyalists, it sounded like a long overdue stand against globalization. To economists and international leaders, it was a reckless move detached from economic reality. This was no minor tweak to the trade policy. Recently, Trump shocked the world with a 10% blanket tariff on nearly all foreign imports. China retaliated within days, hammering US exports with a staggering 145% counter tariffs. And just like that, the fragile global trade balance, already wobbling from years of pandemic disruptions and supply chain breakdowns, tilted toward collapse. The World Trade Organization quickly revised its global trade growth forecast from a hopeful 2.7% to a bleak -0.2%, effectively confirming a trade contraction. The North American region, home to the very industries Trump claimed he was trying to protect, is now projected to see its trade fall by over 10%. This isn't protectionism, it's a scorched earth strategy dressed in red, white, and blue. The fallout is especially severe for North America. The decline is expected to be particularly steep in North America, the WTO report stated, forecasting trade in the region to fall by more than a tenth, marking one of the most significant regional declines in recent memory. Ironically, this region includes the very industries and workers Trump claimed his tariffs were designed to protect. Instead of sparking an American industrial renaissance, the policy is now fueling recession fears and economic retreat across key manufacturing hubs. The cost of imports is rising fast, businesses are pausing investments, and workers face job insecurity as the cost of doing business balloons. WTO Director General Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala raised serious alarms about the growing economic separation between the US and China, calling it a deeply concerning trend. This decoupling goes beyond tariffs. It threatens to undo decades of global trade cooperation and could destabilize economies worldwide. As the two largest economies drift apart politically and economically, emerging markets and geopolitical stability are also at risk. Adding to the anxiety, the US stock market reacted swiftly and sharply to the tariff news. Major indexes dropped sharply, reflecting investor fears. Businesses are now holding back on investment, and everyday Americans are feeling the pinch through rising prices, unstable jobs, and falling retirement savings. Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell added to the sense of unease, stating that the scope and scale of President Donald Trump's tariffs are unlike anything seen in recent history. He emphasized that the economic impact of these sweeping measures is still unclear, underscoring the deep uncertainty now clouding both domestic and global financial outlooks. While the president insists this economic warfare will push Americans to buy American and boost domestic production, the reality is quite different. Manufacturers are panicking. Import costs are surging. Consumers are seeing prices soar in grocery stores and on household goods. Job creators are halting investment, unsure of what comes next. The financial markets have already responded with sharp downturns, with Wall Street uneasy about trade uncertainty. Global trade flows are deteriorating fast, and the anxiety has spread like wildfire. Across the ocean, in Europe and the UK, central banks are raising alarms about reduced consumer income and the ripple effects of American instability. And yet, in the middle of this storm, amid the warnings of recessions, collapsing trade, and crumbling alliances, Donald Trump is focused on something else entirely: gilding the White House. That's not a metaphor. That's literal gold. In what feels like a satirical twist in a dystopian drama, the president is overseeing an opulent redecoration of the Oval Office, flying in his personal gold guy, a cabinet maker from Florida, aboard Air Force One to lead the transformation. Gold moldings, gold cherubs, golden-topped fireplaces. Trump has taken the aesthetic of Mar-a-Lago and injected it straight into the nerve center of American power. During a Fox News interview with Laura Ingraham, Trump defended his decision with the surreal justification that angels bring good luck and that America could use some right now. It's the kind of absurd remark that would be laughable if it weren't so grim, because as he spoke of luck and angels, the United Nations trade body warned of a global growth slowdown to just 2.3%, dangerously close to a full recession. While leaders across continents scramble to manage the fallout from the trade war, Trump is swapping out Biden's blue rug for Reagan's cream, installing golden coasters etched with his name, and preparing to build a new rose garden patio, an East Wing ballroom extension. The disconnect between presidential action and national crisis is now complete. Trump's gilded Oval Office has become the perfect metaphor for his administration, luxurious on the outside, crumbling beneath. There is no clearer image of elite detachment than a leader bathing in gold while the people he serves struggle under rising costs, layoffs, and geopolitical tension. The very country he claims to be restoring is now economically cornered by his own doing, and rather than course correct, he decorates. Rather than negotiate, he reupholsters. While all this unfolds, global opinion of the United States is deteriorating. Allies are increasingly wary of America's unpredictability. Nations that once looked to Washington for stability now brace for impact every time Trump holds a press conference. The fragile bonds of diplomacy are fraying. The fabric of international cooperation is being torn not by war or terrorism, but by ego-driven economic decisions wrapped in flags and gilded in gold. Overall, this is no longer a partisan issue or a debate over ideology, it's a crisis of leadership. As millions face the fallout of collapsing trade and economic decline, President Trump remains consumed by vanity projects that serve no one but himself. His gilded fantasy may dazzle the eyes, but it cannot distract from the smoke rising outside. Simply, it is a golden throne in a burning kingdom. Let's wait and see what happens next.